You're listening to The Rich Life Revolution with me, Michelle Cooper. My mission is to empower you to step into your next level of wealthy. You'll hear all the deets, a little bit of inspiration, and real life takeaways so that you can create your own rich life revolution. Let's dig in. Hey girl, hey, welcome once again to the Rich Life Revolution. I'm your host, Michelle, and today we're talking about the role of self-care in our financial success. Now, this is something that is close to my heart and is very important. So grab yourself your favorite warm, hot, cool drink. I don't care what it is. For me right now, it's an icy cold Coke Zero. And your journal, your favorite pen, make some notes, get in your favorite comfy chair, and let's sit down and have a great conversation. So, what do I mean by self-care and how does this relate to financial success? Self-care encompasses physical, emotional, and mental health. These are all very crucial for overall well-being. It's like that holistic approach to well-being. And your finances, if you've ever heard me talk in the past, they often are our trigger into a survival state. So nothing wrong, nothing right, nothing good, nothing bad about going into survival. But the only thing to know about being in survival is that it cuts us off from our resources. We don't have access to our intuition, our creativity, our critical thinking skills, our problem solving skills, all of that good stuff that we need to have physical, emotional, and mental health. So these are all things that are directly related. And they are related to money because money is probably the number one trigger into survival. Taking care of yourself creates a strong foundation, which enables you to perform at your best in life, in your personal life, in your professional life. Like you can't do life if you're so stressed that you can't get out of bed, or you can't think straight, or you're having panic attacks, or you're not feeling fulfilled in your life. So the connection between self-care and financial success is very, very strong. Now, it may be that you haven't seen this connection before. And so I'm hoping this podcast episode will help you make that connection and you will see it for yourself. There's a couple of things that go in to that connection between self-care and financial success, right? And here's why it's important. So, proper self-care enhances your mental clarity and your focus, and it leads to you making better financial decisions. When you have mental clarity, when you are able to focus, you will make better decisions. It's just how it is. It also helps you manage stress. It helps you reduce the risk of burnout, and it ensures sustainable productivity. It's a form of stress management, and it's really a vital key. When you're engaging in your form of self-care, whatever that is for you, and we'll talk about some options, when you're engaging in that, you are boosting your self-esteem, you're boosting your self-worth, you're saying to yourself, I matter, I'm important, this is important. That improves your confidence. That contributes to you showing up in a more confident, visible way in the world. And this can translate into a more assertive and more effective financial strategies. If you don't feel confident in life, you're not going to be able to feel empowered around your money, and you're not going to be able to implement even the most awesome financial strategy that somebody gives you. So, what does this look like? Well, we can talk firstly about physical health. So, prioritizing regular exercise. I'm not saying you need to go and train for a marathon. I'm saying you need to find an activity that you enjoy, that you like. Now, I just had this conversation with a friend of mine. Okay. She was like, I'm just not motivated to work out. And I'm like, maybe because the workout isn't what lights you up. Maybe going to the gym or the gym in your garage isn't what you feel excited about. And I've been there, okay? After my kids were born, a little bit older, and I was actually working in a job and I was quite overweight, unhealthy, I decided that I was going to try pole dancing as a fitness activity. This looked fun to me. Swinging around a pole looked awesome, looked fun. Actually, it was awesome. I loved it. This became my new thing. I never missed a class. I was there all the time. I love this. Now, what I didn't love was going upside down. I did not love in what they call inverting on a pole. That was not something I enjoyed doing. So I didn't do that part. When everybody was going upside down and I was cheering them on and I was learning some kind of new fancy spin. So you want to engage in regular exercise that lights you up, that gives you energy. I went from pole dancing fitness to roller derby. Now, those two things are very different. Roller derby became my new passion. I love roller skating. It is the thing that if I could do to the end of my days, I would do no matter what. Okay. Four wheels on each of my feet makes me so incredibly happy. So, roller derby became my new passion. And that became my form of exercise. Now, unfortunately, 2015 broke my ankle, couldn't roller skate for quite a while, still not totally feeling confident on wheels anymore, but I still love it. If I get a chance to roller skate, I do. The other thing I really love, bike riding. I love being out in the world riding my bike around. Now, I do not like going up hills. That's not my favorite activity. So I found that e-biking is a lot of fun for me now. That way, like I have a little bit of assistance in going up the hills. So these are exercises, these are physical activities that help improve my physical health, but I have fun. Eating a balanced diet. What does balanced diet mean? I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. But what I do know is that we need to eat food that we enjoy. Sure, my favorite food is cake. Okay, I will put my hand up. I will admit to that. That is absolutely true. I cannot eat cake every day. And in fact, when I have too much cake, I don't like cake all of a sudden. But we want to have food that we actually enjoy eating. So if you don't like salad, don't eat salad. Even though it might be good for you, don't eat it. Find something else that you like. I don't like beans. I don't like any kind of beans. So I don't eat beans. Doesn't mean I don't eat other things like beans that give me the same nutrient value. Find food that feeds your soul and get sufficient sleep. I learned in my health recovery that sleep was one of the biggest impacts. It had some of the biggest impact on my health and my body and my weight loss. I had no idea that sleep was so important. And when I figured out my sleep situation, everything changed. So, when we think about these three things, exercise, nutrition, and sleep, all of these pieces help us maintain our energy levels and our cognitive function, our brain function. Really important parts of like the really important parts of self care. Now, you might not see how this relates to your financial success, but I'm going to bring it all back together in a minute. Another component is incorporating mindfulness practices and meditation, which will help to reduce stress, improve your focus, and foster a positive mindset. So, mindfulness really helped me in my weight loss journey. I eat when I'm hungry. I don't eat if I'm not hungry. And sometimes I want to eat even though I'm not hungry. And so I have to be very discerning and like, hang on, Michelle, you're not hungry. So why are you eating? And look at that. That's mindfulness. Right? Just walked you right through it right then and there. Meditation has helped me clear the space in my brain, and I do this frequently. And meditation doesn't necessarily mean you're sitting on a cushion on the floor and you're cross-leggedness and you're like, that's not just meditation. Meditation can be walking in nature. It could be journaling. There's lots of forms of meditation that don't require you to sit there and okay. So The next piece is time management. Allocating time for self-care activities in your schedule ensures that you are consistently investing in your well-being. So blocking off time, getting these things into your calendar so that you are prioritizing your well-being is so important. So I always book my massages, like I book them as far in advance as I can, every 2 weeks. It's part of my self-care. It's part of me looking after my body and my mind and everything, right? My energy, all of it. I have my Pilates booked a month in advance. I know what I'm doing. It's in there. It's a non-negotiable. Blocking off this time for self-care, really important. And then let's talk about financial self-care. Here's where it all comes together, including things like goal setting, like financial goal setting, creating your conscious spending plan, talking to your financial advisor, thinking about and envisioning what you want your retirement to look like. This is all part of your financial self-care. Regular money check-ins, your money date. If you want a money date workbook, I got one for you. It'll be in the show notes. These are important pieces and they matter. This is part of your self-care routine and don't miss out on it. So, just a quick recap: physical health, mindfulness and meditation, time management, and incorporating your finances into that self-care, for really important pieces that support your financial success. Here's the thing. A lot of people talk about balance. How do I get this work-life balance, or how do I get this balance in my life? Things are out of balance. Well, balance is a moment in time. If you think about a seesaw, the balance part where it's like completely even, it's usually a moment in time. It doesn't sit there forever. However, one of the things that can help with balance is establishing clear boundaries between work and your personal time. And this prevents overworking. And overworking is like the thing not to do. I am a recovering overworker. Hello, my name is Michelle. I'm a former overworker. I'm an overworker. I'm recovering in that. Okay. It's a journey and it's something I have to manage all the time. And establishing those clear boundaries between your work and your personal time prevents overworking and ensures that you have time for self-care. Recognizing when to delegate tasks or outsource responsibilities frees up time for self-care. So get really kick-ass at delegating and outsourcing. Number one question I ask myself all the time as a busy mom, business owner, friend, all of that is, can I get somebody else to do this? Do I have to do this? Usually the answer is no. So that's it. Delegate, outsource, free up your time. Don't overwork. Now, what happens? Well, there's a ripple effect. People who have high self-care, right? We call them well cared for individuals. They're more productive, they're more creative, and they're more efficient in their work. They have improved personal and professional relationships, and they create a supportive network that aids in their financial success, and it helps them achieve their goals. The thing about self-care is to remember that consistent self-care leads to sustained energy, and it is actually very motivating. It's like a self-fulfilling cycle. And that is essential for long-term financial goals. So this is like a give and take. By doing this, you're fueling yourself, right? It's like a constantly refueling car or something like that. Now, what are the obstacles to this? Because there are, and I want to be really real and honest about it. The most common obstacle to self-care is guilt. It's the guilt of taking time for caring for ourselves or emphasizing the importance of prioritizing ourselves. We can feel selfish. We can even be told by some people that we care about that we are being selfish. It's the number one obstacle that I see to achieving your goals, your financial goals, your life goals, whatever it is. And let's be honest, it's stupid. Okay. So let's not feel guilty. Let's not go down that road because it's completely unnecessary. And if somebody's telling you you're being selfish, you should say, hell yeah, I'm being selfish. Absolutely, I'm being selfish. I am the most important person in my life. I don't care if you got kids, got a husband, boyfriend, friends, I don't care. You are the most important person in your life. And if you don't know this, go listen to the Red Velvet Rope Lifestyle episode, which is episode number 51. So good. That's all about you having that main character energy in your life. Okay, the next most common obstacle that I see is actually time. Like our day's already full. How do we find more time? How do we make time? Can't just like make more hours in the day. We're all very busy. We all got busy lives going on. So sometimes these practices need to be micro. They're micro self care practices. Or we might need to combine self care with other activities, right? Like maybe you can go for a walk and meditate at the same time. Maybe you listen to like a walking meditation. Joe Dispenza has some awesome walking meditations on YouTube, completely free. That's like getting two things at once. So make the time block, and maybe it's shorter. Maybe it's like, for me, journaling is a big self care activity, and sometimes it's literally 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be this long, drawn out thing. So I would love to hear from you what you're going to do, what your current self care practices are, and any areas that you can see that you could improve on. I would love to hear about your personalized self-care plan and how you see this relating to your achievement of your goals and to your financial well-being. Because I see that it has greatly influenced my financial well-being. It has greatly influenced my financial success. And it's the one thing that is so surprising to people when I talk to them about this. They'll be like, "Oh, I want all this financial success. Help me get there." And I'm like, "What's your self-care routine?" "Oh, none? You put everybody's needs ahead of your own needs? You're the martyr. You're last on the list. You're not going to have any financial success if you're doing that." Consistent self-care leads to long-term financial stability and to growth. And that's what you want. It can also inspire others, and it can create such a positive legacy for future generations. For those little people that you're putting ahead of your own needs, it's like putting the oxygen mask on yourself first. By integrating self-care into your daily life, you can enhance your overall well-being, which will lead to improved financial successes and a more balanced, fulfilling life. Who doesn't want that? Hands up over here. I do. So check out the show notes for all the links that I mentioned in this episode, and let me know what you're doing for self-care. And if you got something to share, I want to hear about it. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you got at least one gold nugget today. Be sure to grab your copy of the Rich Life Revolution workbook to help you set the foundation for your next level of wealthy. Get it now at richliferevolution.ca, and I'll see you later.